All right, guys. So we've got a discussion today as I'm doing my weekly or every 3.5 days. I refresh my shields. And the discussion is Frostborn dying? A lot of you guys are concerned. I get this question a lot right now. Is Frostborn dying? And I know a lot of you guys are even worried about asking. You're like, am I being insensitive? Because part of the reason why you might think Frostborn is dying is because the devs are, almost exclusively Ukrainian, and they have not been updating the game because of the war, and they can't update the game. They can't work on the game, and so does that mean that the game's gonna die because the zones are kind of more dead than usual, and those different things. And I think that this is something I've learned from Last Day on Earth. It's definitely not going to die. Frostborn's, I can just tell you right now that the idea of Frostborn truly dying is never going to happen. Okay, I'll always have a rotation of players. Google's going to make sure of that. They've already had a certain level of success, and Google kind of likes to keep that element of success. They like to keep that level of success, and so they're going to just keep churning that. It may go down slowly over time. Every once in a while there might be a boost, but they're just gonna they use their algorithms based on how many people download it, how long they play it, how much they like it, how much they refer it to people, and as that happens, they'll keep getting more, and it'll just always have some growth. So the game's not dead and never will be, and in reality, a lot of games don't die anymore. Google has kind of like created their system to make sure they don't really ever die. But Frostborn has been on a downturn. I mean, its first downturn was when they added horses, maybe. I mean, the classes. There's been several downturns. Honestly, the Frostborn has had a lot of ups and downs over the years. And so, yeah, so I would say this is another downturn, though. According to Google, like new people, like it just seems like it's mellowed off. Like even you'll notice on my channel, the views went down when they stopped doing updates, but they're not going down anymore, which means that as people are moving on from Frostborn, more people are moving on to Frostborn and getting into the Frostborn YouTube world and YouTube scene. And I need to find something to repair. I don't really want to repair green stuff. Let's see if I have anything to repair. Nope, nothing there. Nothing there. Got my rings. That's kind of fun. Ooh, there's some pants I can repair. Boom, got one item. Whoa, what just happened? Okay, that was weird. Got 2 items. Not sure what just happened there. There's some blue items that I can repair. Okay, looks like we're not going to match with any real players, which is kind of, this was happening before they stopped updating the game. I almost never matched with real players. There we go. Got matched with a bot, a bot. Every once in a while. The other day I got matched with an abandoned base, which I guess is an indicator that the game could be on the decline. But in reality, guys, like it's never gonna die completely, and we love this game. I get messages every day about like, man, I get a lot that say like, is the Frostborn dying? But then they usually follow it up with, man, it'd be so sad. It's my favorite game, So this game it's got a lot of people that love it. So I don't think we really need to worry that much about it dying. We do need to, keep the devs in our hearts and in our prayers because, their whole lives are getting uprooted, and I feel really bad for them. Most of the reason I cover Frostborn is just because it's the game I love. Like this is the game. This is when I first got started on YouTube. I got started with Last Day on Earth, and Frostborn is the closest thing out there to what I was wanting Last Day on Earth to become. Yeah. So that's the main reason I keep covering Frostborn. This game is what I was wanting. out of a game. And I'm going to go ahead and switch over to a different account. Refresh the shield over there. But another reason I've been covering a lot lately or just an added emphasis is I don't want these Frostborn devs to be out of a job, when they get their lives back, I'm not sure if they're getting paid right now, even though I don't even know what that looks like. I know one thing is for sure. If I owned a company that had employees in Ukraine right now, I would be paying them for sure. I would not be. I'd be like, you know what, guys, y'all live, and as long as the game's still making money, which I know Frostborn is still making money, I'd be like, y'all just free ride. It's not like you're trying to get out of work. You know what I mean? I mean, if you've seen the pictures and the videos of like Kiev, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And so I really hope that, I know there's a lot of political stuff involved with that situation, and it makes it really difficult to navigate. You can't just, a lot of people are worried about World War III and starting that if they don't navigate it well, but at the same time, you don't just let someone bully someone. I don't know. I leave it up to those guys. I leave it up to the leaders, but it is really sad. And I think that people need to, I've talked about this a lot in my channel, where it's like, ultimately, you've got to assume the best of others. Otherwise, you're gonna just be screwed. And so, or the toxic levels just keep increasing. Like you're like, man, I don't like how they did this, and so you feel justified in upping it. And then they're like, what? I can't believe they did that horrible thing to us. And you up it, and so on. I promise you that's happening. I know right now the whole world's against Russia, and I agree. Like, they're being bullies and they're being wrong. But I'm sure somewhere down the line there was a bad communication aspect that made Putin feel justified, and he's not. But that is just the way of life. It's the way that life goes. And now there's also elements of nationalism and stuff that can kind of be like, well, I got to do what's best for my country, and I really don't like that. And so in that way, I would say he's completely wrong. But anyways, I'd say let's just keep our hearts. Let's be praying. Let's hope that I think a lot of people are doing some pretty good things. Elements of boycotting and all those things, and I haven't done all the research on what is the best of of those different things, but I know that there is a lot of pressure for Russia to back down, and I'm hoping that will come through in the end. And when that does, it will. I mean, that's kind of what we're looking for, right? Like when that happens, as far as Frostborn is concerned, which that's what this video is about. I'm talking so much about the war. I really want to be mostly talking about Frostborn. That's where we get what we want, right? We get more updates on the game. We get life a little bit back to normal. Yeah, I hope it doesn't escalate to World War III. Obviously, we all hope that. But we also don't want bullies to get away with hurting others. Okay, well, now that I've depressed all of you guys, and probably enraged a few of you, let's move to let's see. I still have not done anything on this account yet. Waiting for that calculation on the free-to-play series, whether or not how much I owe Brother Bear, before I can calculate exactly what I need to give him back, or to give him in leather strips. There we go. Okay, so that I think is an abandoned base, but this is my free-to-play account, so I'm not really interested in going and raiding him because I'd have to make lockpicks. I could make 3 lockpicks. Okay, so basically, Frostborn's never gonna die, guys. It won't, you know. And if you're talking about just when it is no longer in that big upswing, that was a long time ago. We lost that a long time ago. Frostborn was in its heyday. It never really hit its heyday, in my opinion. But it stopped getting that really awesome heyday type new experience. It kind of lost a lot to bugs early on. It never really hit it, but it's slumped since then. It lost all of its early hype, is the better way of saying it. So if you're still watching these videos, like, you're in part of the crowd, like we're in it, you know, like, we love this game, and that's why I still cover it. I'm not chasing. I mean, I chase a few other games that I like, but I still cover Frostborn because I love Frostborn. This is not a hype thing. The game hasn't been in hype, like early game hype, in a long time, and may never get back into that early release hype. That's just not how games go. Like, they have to add something really amazing, like an arena, which they, you know, y'all know my theories on that and why they're not adding an arena. So probably they're just gonna, when they do get back, they'll add seasons and they'll kind of get going in the system again. And if you like the game, play the game, and if you don't, like, there'll be new games out. And I think that's Kefir's mentality, is they'll release a new game with new types of things. But this is Frostborn, and now that doesn't mean we can't make a lot of fun with the game, because the truth is, the raw components of this game are still rich, and it's annoying that, you know, we have to deal with the stun trap glitches and we have to deal with clan wars, but the raw components of the servers and the team dynamics are just fantastically done. And so that's why I don't think, unless they mess that up, Frostborn, it's still the best game of its type. And as long as it's the best game of its type, you know, that is a good question. Okay, this answers the question a little bit. If another game comes out that is better than Frostborn in what it's good at, and I'm talking about, here, let me show you guys. So the team, obviously team-based dynamics, which basically they allow you to do team-based dynamics, which a lot of games don't. Odin's as a family, like, Frostborn is the best of its type. Like, there is just no challenge like Odin's out there in mobile gaming, co-op challenge like there in mobile gaming, and it's the best. It's the best of the best out there of its type. And so as long as that's there, Frostborn will still have it. Yeah, a lot of co-op challenges, Hell's Envoy, everything is co-op in this game, which is really fantastic. The PvP, especially like zone surprise PvP, is the best of its type. It's the best game out there. The team warfare right now is still the best of its kind. Now, when the arena comes out in Craft of Survival, which they're taking a really long time, maybe that will make it to where, because it's so accessible to us, it might make it to where that will be better. That will trump the PvP here in Frostborn. And so I do cover Craft of Survival. And then, you know, clan warfare is really kind of ruined druids, but there's no other game out there that's better than it. There's no other game out there that has a druids that's fixed, you know what I mean? Like something like druids. So ultimately, that's where we're left with, is Frostborn as the best of its type. And so it's when it gets dethroned in that, then yeah, I'll probably experience another big decline. But honestly, it's already been declined enough that I don't think Google's gonna let it hit that much lower. It might promote that other game really big, but I don't think Frostborn's gonna get that much lower than it is. And so if you're liking it, if you're enjoying it, then keep playing it, you know, and hopefully when the devs get back, we'll have some new stuff. But you know, in the meanwhile, let's think about the devs and their lives. Let's pray for them. Let's hope that this war ends. All right, guys. See you next time.